Good morning, whānau. Granny Sarah here to read you another story from Summer Days. This story is called Dad's Takeaways. I don't know what to cook tonight, Dad said. Has anyone got any ideas? Well, the tide is out and you are on holiday, said Ngaio. Let's have takeaways. Yay, we love takeaways, we shouted. Where shall we go? We'll have to go in the car, said Dad with a wink. And we'll need to bring some things with us too, added Ngaio. What for? We asked. For the best takeaways in the world, said Dad. Ngaio got a big bag for us to pack. We need some newspaper, she said. It must be fish and chips. We're going to wrap them up, we whispered. Don't forget the matches, called Dad. What for? We asked. For the best takeaways in the world, laughed Ngaio. We need some blunt knives, said Dad. It must be pizza. We're going to cut it up, we whispered. Better get my hammer too, said Ngaio. What for? We asked, but we knew the answer. For the best takeaways in the world. You need your togs and a towel, said Dad. We're going to the beach. The burger bar is by the beach, we whispered. I think you should bring some gloves as well, said Ngaio. What for? You know, said Dad. I've got buckets and a sock. No, I've got buckets and a sack, Dad said when he got into the car. We must be getting a lot of takeaways if we need to carry them in a sack, we whispered. Ngaio laughed. Here's a frying pan, she said. We're not even going to ask you why, we said. We know what you will say. We drove a long way. Past the fish and chip shop, past the pizza place, even past the burger bar by the beach. Stop! Stop! We shouted. We're missing all the takeaways. Not this beach, said Ngaio. No, there's not much left at that beach, said Dad, and he kept on driving until we got to a beach with no shops and no other people. Perfect, said Ngaio. Welcome to our takeaway place, said Dad. We looked at the empty beach and frowned. This isn't a very funny joke, we said. It isn't a joke, said Dad. We're going to gather kai moana and eat on the beach. Oh, we said, but how? Come with me, I'll show you, he said, grabbing a sack. Take off your shoes, said Ngaio, and stretch those toes. You're going to need them. We waded into the water and Ngaio showed us how to dig for pipi. It was fun pushing our toes deep into the soft sand and feeling around. When we felt a sharp bit, we dug as fast as we could and pulled out the creamy pipi shells with our hands. Dad could pull them out with his toes. Show off, laughed Ngaio, splashing him with water. Now you need your shoes and gloves, said Ngaio. To wear in the water? We asked. No, to wear on the rocks. I'll get the buckets and knives, said Dad. Don't forget my hammer, called Ngaio. Dad showed us the crinkly grey oysters stuck to the rocks. He pushed his knife into the join in the shell and opened the lids. Then he scooped out the oysters and put them in the bucket. Oh, yuck! We can't eat those, we groaned. Don't knock it till you try it, he said. Come on, start opening. The oysters were sharp and it was hard to open them. We were glad that we had gloves. I hate opening oysters, said Ngaio. She banged some off a rock with her hammer and put them in her bucket with the shells still on. You can't eat them like that, we said. No, but the fire can do my work. She grinned. Dad climbed off the end of the rocks into the sea. He reached under the water and threw us long black and green shells. Yum, yum, mussels, said Ngaio, putting them in her sack. Is that enough? Called Dad. Oh, yes, said Ngaio. Better leave some for tomorrow. We built a fire with driftwood and Ngaio got her pan. Pippi, mussels and oysters. Mm-mm, she said, smacking her lips. Oops, sticky page. Do we have to eat it? We asked. Of course, it's a feast, said Dad. We cooked the feast on the fire. Ngaio's oysters hissed and opened on the hot rocks at the side. Dad put our kai moana with bread and butter. Here you are, he said, try some. We closed our eyes and took a little bite. It was delicious. We grinned and ate it all up. Just right, said Dad, rubbing his puku. Your takeaways are the best, we told him. Not just my takeaways, he said, they're yours too. Ours to share and treasure, said Ngaio. Ours to save, so there's still some tomorrow, added Dad. We sat by the fire and watched the embers burn down. Remember this day, said Dad. Remember this day for your own children. How could we ever forget, we laughed. Those really are the best takeaways in the world.